big congratulations for making it to the quarterfinals. Well done. Your first test is what we call a reinvention test. We would like you to reinvent a great British favourite, fish and chips. We have all of these amazing ingredients behind us to create one amazing dish.
We want to see you showcase your imagination, your skills, and what you can bring to the table here today. You've got to be outstanding because at the end of this, we are going to lose 2 of you.
You're going to have 10 minutes to plan your dish. Come up and select your ingredients.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Fish and chips is one of my favourites, so hopefully it's a good thing for me.
Fish isn't exactly my strongest point, but give it a go and see what happens.
There's lots of wonderful ingredients here to really lift it up to something new. Not just potatoes and a piece of battered fish. I want our chefs to elevate this.
Reinventing fish and chips, it's a classic, and it's a classic for a reason. You've got to play with it, but play with it just the right amount.
OK, chefs, your 10 minutes are now up. Your 90 minutes start now. Good luck. Off you go.
The first day, they saw me at my lowest. I would like to think the judges, they've seen that I'm a fighter, and even when I'm down, I can come back and I can produce good food.
I heard you say that fish and chips was one of your favourite dishes.
It is one of my favourite dishes. I absolutely love it. Every Friday, me and the family have fish and chips, but hopefully I want to refine it a bit for you, so I'm just going to do a nice, simple pan-seared piece of haddock. And then for the potato element, I'm going to do a velouté with like potatoes with cream, but I'm going to season it up with salt and vinegar, so it was like a portion of chips from the shop, obviously. And then I'm going to do a warm tartare sauce, and I'm going to make a curry oil as well, just to garnish as a little take on a curry sauce.
Chips and curry sauce, so you're actually bringing the tartar sauce, the curry sauce.
Hopefully.
Quite a few things in the chip shop then.
Hopefully I can deliver it.
I like the sounds of Andrew's tartare sauce. He's using the gherkins, capers and mussels. That, to me, sounds divine.
What are the things you have when you're a kid and you can't afford the fish? You have chips and curry sauce. I'm really pleased. Andrew's putting a little curry element into his dish. He's also doing little scraps of batter as well that's dribbled into the deep fat fry, and you get all these little crunchy bits. The things that the chip shop owners give you for free. It's just going to make this dish great. Anou cooked us a fabulous classic French dish. It was absolutely sensational. Fish and chips, it must feel alien to you to create this dish.
My mum comes to visit me once in a while. She loves fish and chips. I'm from the north of France originally. We love chips, we love fish and chips. Why not? I'll try to put a bit of an accent on when I'm serving it.
I don't think that's necessary. Thanks, Anou.
Speak French.
I like to see myself as a very quirky chef. I'm not going to go all crazy and innovative, but I think I need to throw a bit more in it to show I've got more of an edge. I'm not just a classical chef.
Anou is going to breadcrumb the hake. He's going to bake it, making mushy peas. Anou is also bringing a tartare sauce, but he's using winkles in it.
The one concern that stands out for me is the way in which he's making his chips. He's cooking the potatoes that are sliced and then deep fat frying them. Want it to be crunchy and crispy on the outside and light and fluffy in the centre.
I've been given a bit more pressure by having done so well in the first round. I don't want to have any negative comments. Oh, Brenton, why can't you have done as good as what you did in your first round? I don't want any of that. I want to get good comments. And I want to keep moving up and keep having the judges give me more praise.
Brenton, how do you feel about fish and chips? Being an Aussie.
You know what? I don't want to brag, but us Aussies do fish and chips pretty darn well. I've taken a nice piece of lemon sole and I'm going to bread it, golden pan fried, served with a nice courgette flour stuffed with a mousse made out of the other part of the dover sole.
Yeah.
And then on the side, I'm going to make like a pea and potato foam. And then I'm going to try and play around with a glass potato. For the chips element, it's going to be potato, which should be transparent, see-through, if I can get it cooked slow enough.
It sounds quite unusual in many different ways.
Yeah.
Are you confident with the challenge, and are you confident with all the different elements working?
I'm very nervous about it, and in my head, I can kind of see it working.
Let's hope what you've got in your head can come to fruition on this plate of food. I like his creativeness and his take on this dish. We've asked them to be creative, and that's what Brenton is doing.
Brenton's take on mushy peas is a pea and potato foam. The two ingredients put into an espuma, gassed and aerated. I hope it has the body of lovely mushy peas. One thing that concerns me is the deep frying of the courgette flour with the fish inside. Always, when you subject a fish mousse or any mousse to a deep fat fryer, will always have a tendency to split. But the rest of it sounds fantastic.
Chefs, 45 minutes have gone. You have 45 minutes left.
You have to be confident as a chef, and I came in with confidence, and looking back, I was too confident. It showed on what I put on the plate. I just messed it up. It couldn't have gone any worse.
Dale came back fighting, did amazingly well in the signature round, and earned his place here today.
I hope that he can continue this great form. Here's a chef that works in Cornwall, the land of seafood. This should be right up his street. You think of fish and chips, you think of Cornwall.
Well, I grew up in Kent, and I've been in Cornwall now 16 years, so Margate, down on the beach as a child. So as soon as I saw the bread, chip butty. But I wanted to bring it in with a bit of skill.
You've got sliced white bread, you've taken the crust off, you've rolled it out and you've buttered it, and you've wrapped it around the fish.
Yes.
That sounds very interesting. I like the sound of that. You like the sound of that?
I'm curious. I really like the way Dale is going with this dish, especially the seafood crumb. He's making the batter and he's mixing some seafood into it, and he's going to serve that in the razor clam. He's making us a fish butty instead of a chip butty. The only butty I've ever really had is a bacon butty. Dale is also serving this dish with a warm tartar sauce and triple cooked chips. So I'm actually looking forward to it. Chefs, you have 25 minutes left.
This competition means I can show myself that I can do what other people tell me that I can do, and it would just mean the world to me that Marcus and Monica feel the same way as well.
Kirsty surprised me in the signature dish round. A fabulous plate of food with those flavours and the influence of Asian cookery.
She gave us a dish about what she enjoys cooking and flavours that she loves. If she can do that today, we could get an equally good dish. How are you finding the fish and chips challenge?
To be honest, quite difficult because you see it every day and it always looks the same, and you've got quite a lot of chefs that are really good at what they do. So to push it to that next level from what you see as normal fish and chips is actually quite a daunting task, quite not as easy as you think it's going to be honest.
So how are you attacking the task then?
I'm going to do like a little hake and potato croquette ball, some chips, nothing quite as adventurous as everybody else.
Kirsty, you're going to forget everyone else and cook to your best, OK? Doesn't matter what they're doing. This is about you and what you can do.
I think she's slightly struggling a little bit at the minute. But if she cooks us a great hake, put some decent chips on the plate, you never know, the simple things sometimes are the best.
I think the judges think I'm bonkers, but I don't want to change my style. I don't want to change who I am as a person. If I don't get through because of that, then clearly it's just not meant to be.
Dylan, you're a Welsh lad from the coast, so fish and chips is something that you have quite often, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, every Friday. Every Friday is the classical thing on the Friday. My parents come home with fish and chips for us all.
You are quite creative, but you like to really push the boat out. You know, we've seen that with you. You should be in your comfort zone with this challenge.
I hope so. I hope so.
What, you mean that glass box?
Yes.
That's not creative. That's mad.
There's no box in this one.
It's in the bin, yeah?
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
Dylan has chosen to use the lemon sole. He's also cooking clams in a clam broth. This broth I did, I'm a little unsure how this can fit into this dish. It's completely different and not what I would expect, but you never know. Chefs, you've got 8 minutes left to recreate the Great British Fish and Chips.
Final touches on the plates now.
All right, chefs, that's it. Time's up. Stop cooking.
First up is Brenton, whose take on fish and chips includes lemon sole coated in breadcrumbs, with samphire, asparagus, mushy pea foam, potato crisps, and a dill vinegar powder.
Unfortunately, I left the courgette flour off the plate when the time ran out.
Personally, I don't feel that I'm standing here eating what was discussed earlier. But having said that, you can't deny the fact that the fish is beautifully cooked, the asparagus beautifully cooked, pea potato foam has a really nice flavour to it. So, you know, what you've delivered is a wholesome plate of food. I'm just not closing my eyes thinking of fish and chips.
I'm quite impressed the texture you've got in the mushy peas with the potato and the foam. I didn't think it would have as much body and texture to it as it does. And that is really enjoyable with your crisps that you're dipping in. That vinegar and dill powder with some of the fish is delightful. I know you're disappointed. I think what you did was you built up our expectations and you didn't deliver that. But I think what you have given us is actually very good.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words.
Thank you.
Would have been a great dish if I had just finished it properly. It's just missing that one element, and one element just didn't reach the standard that it was meant to.
Andrew has cooked pan-fried haddock topped with battered scraps, served with samphire, peas, pea and courgette puree, potato veloute, curry oil, and a mussel tartare sauce.
It's very well presented and I love the colours that are jumping out from this plate. I'm getting the flavours that you were talking about, the curry oil coming through, the sharpness of the vinegar, the hints of the pea puree. The fish is nicely cooked, and I really do love that the textures of the batter.
My only one criticism would be that the pea puree on the plate was slightly lost, and it would have been nice to maybe have had a more rustic dollop of pea puree, but not as a liquid, more as a...
Like mushy peas.
Yeah, like mushy peas. Exactly. That's the word, mushy peas. Mushy peas on this dish, wow, that would have been knockout. Good dish, though. You can cook.
You spend your whole career looking for feedback like that. So to hear that from him is amazing.
Anou's take on fish and chips includes fillet of hake, topped with scraps, breadcrumbs and parsley, served with a pea puree, pickled asparagus, and a sauce made with winkles, capers and parsley.
My eyes keep drawing to those burnt-looking chips on the plate, unfortunately. The presentation's not quite working for me.
The fish for me, it's been cooked wonderfully. It's moist, yet it's actually quite bland. Maybe because it's so big in there, it needs more on it. But with that sauce, it helps it a lot. I love the crumb idea that you've used, the texture it brings to the fish. And the pea puree was a very smart take as well.
I think the pickling of the asparagus is a very nice idea in addition. It's like the big pickled gherkins you get in chip shops. That's your version of it. I wouldn't say that the dish is perfect because the chips aren't great. The fish is a little bit on the big side for my liking. But I think it's a very, very good attempt, though. Thank you.
I'm feeling a bit deflated, but you know, I think you just need to man up and get on with it, and it'll be fine.
Dylan has served pan-fried lemon sole with razor clams, filled with scraps, gherkins and capers, potatoes, tomatoes, peas, samphire, saffron aioli and a clam broth.
I don't get the fish. I don't understand the smallness of it. This three little pieces of dainty fish in the centre of what is effectively we're recreating a fish and chip dish. I do like the razor clam though. I actually really like that. There's a nice little bite to it, there's a little seafood, bit of texture. That for me was the best bit. That had interest for me. I quite like that a lot.
Your broth, for me, lacks any real meaning. It's almost like a stock rather than, you know, a really nice hearty broth. When I eat it, I don't think fish and chips. That's where I'm going with it.
Okay. I was happy with what I put up. I thought it looked clean. So, yeah, disappointed now.
Kirsty's hake is pan-fried and accompanied by beer-battered hake croquettes, triple-cooked chips, mussels, samphire, and a beurre noisette made with gherkins, shallots, and capers.
The hake is a fish that, you know, it tends to dries out quite easily and it will flake away once it's overcooked. I think you've cooked it really nicely, but it just lacks a pinch of salt through it. The mussels have been cooked, they're in the shell, but do be careful. You know, we do need to clean them before we serve them. The croquettes for me is lovely and tasty, it's got a bit of crunch, but I think it just lacks a bit of colour, a bit more golden.
Okay.
Chips, yeah, you know, great, triple cooked. Could have been just a little tad crispier, but I think that's because the fish was sitting on top. But overall, I like the ingredients you've chosen. I like the fact you've really pushed yourself to reinvent this dish. And it's not a bad attempt.
Thank you. There was some little mistakes that I shouldn't have made, really. And I made them, and they picked up, obviously. But other than that, yeah, brilliant, yeah.
Finally, it's Dale with his fish butty. Lemon sole rolled in bread and butter with triple-cooked chips, scraps made with clams, mussels and prawns, pickled sea vegetables, and a tartare sauce.
I love your presentation. I think it is very, very, very creative. I think it looks great.
Thank you.
That, for me, is like fish and chip heaven. That is sensational. I absolutely adore the deep-fried shellfish there. It's almost like royal scraps filled with the delight of little shellfish. Just brilliant. The triple-cooked chips and the fish butty, clever. Very, very clever. That has to be, so far, one of the best fish and chip meals I've ever eaten.
You really nailed the brief on the head and delivered us something that's just wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
Blown away, blown away. You listen to everyone else's feedback and that's up there with probably one of the best things anyone said to me, ever.